She's essentially said her coach doesn't want her to play her game. And it's very clear that the Indiana Fever don't want Caitlin to be Caitlin.
I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she's.
Whoa, hold up.
Sophie Cunningham can no longer remain silent. She's had enough. The Fever guard from Indiana has entered the spotlight with a shocking revelation that is shaking the WNBA to its core. Furthermore, she makes it quite evident that Stephanie White is attempting to mold Caitlin Clark into a system rather than making her the system.
Stephanie White, you deserve the Dodo Bird of the Day award. Yeah, I said what I said, and it is what it is. How you gonna say in a post interview, you gonna say that you trying to reintegrate CC, my precious CC, into an offense? What? She's the superstar. That means you should be trying to integrate all the other players.
The fact is, Caitlin is obviously furious about being played out of position and having to get better in areas she shouldn't be playing in, as seen by her interviews. How can you treat your greatest player like that? Without a doubt, you assemble a squad around the top player. Well, Stephanie White doesn't think that way. Furthermore, Sophie Cunningham is not amenable to it. It's completely insane what she's revealing about the Indiana Fever's true inner workings. This confrontation was anticipated by everybody.
This is how you treat your prized possession? This is how you treat your cash cow? This is how you treat your savior? This is how you treat the young woman responsible for elevating this unbelievably
After rehearsing, Sophie Cunningham seized a microphone and interrupted Stephanie White's well-prepared speech. Sophie essentially yells, this roster should orbit around Caitlin Clark, not force her to squeeze into some outdated Connecticut playbook, as White continues to talk about integration in slow-paced sets.
Hey, salute to Sophie Cunningham. Not only does she stand up for Caitlin Clark on the court, but she stands up for Caitlin Clark in the media as well. While Caitlin Clark gets pushed around, thrown to the floor during games, and teammates are standing there just looking, not doing anything, Sophie Cunningham will do something. While other players get a microphone put in front of them, doing their media interviews, while they regurgitate the same nonsense, the same word salad that Stephanie White lies says, Sophie Cunningham will say,
Sophie did more than stand up for Caitlin Clark. Stephanie White's body was smashed by her. Complete coaching credibility with sass, receipts, and a I said what I said expression. Why was this furious takedown initiated? Why is the WNBA acting as though it's a collective endeavor gone terribly wrong? Sophie sees what everyone else who has a basketball IQ higher than sea level sees. Everyone else is struggling with the user manual, while Caitlin is the system.
Man, I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense.
Now we have to have a new offense. Translation: Stephanie White. That shit that you're trotting out there, that motion offense garbage that you're trotting out there, ain't gonna fly with a generational talent like Caitlin Clark. She's that damn good.
When Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking, but now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game, and so we have to.
Subscribe if you're enjoying it. This is the thing that will blow your mind. Spin more quickly than an automated washing machine. In her post-game interview, Stephanie White affirmed that the team seems its best when Caitlin is in control, making all the decisions and everything is focused on her. However, that violates fundamental basketball logic for some reason, since White chooses to slow down, alter things up, and remove Caitlin from the game after seeing that success happen in real time, then complains when the team suddenly loses focus.
Caitlin Clark's return, in which, since this is a lady we're talking about, it looks like Stephanie White has spaded Caitlin Clark, for lack of a better way of putting it. If it was a dude, I'd say neutered, but, you get my point. She has taken away Caitlin Clark's greatest asset, which is the creator and instigator of offense.
Sophie Cunningham essentially stated what everyone has been saying on the record, screaming, "Give Caitlin the dang ball. Whatever offensive strategy we are using at the moment is failing. You must hand the ball to Caitlin and allow her to complete her tasks." There is no connection between any 5-player setup and the reasons why fans swarm the arena, purchase pricey stuff, and yell like it's a cult revival gathering. The Caitlin system is it. Caitlin is organized. Since nobody is ultimately purchasing tickets to watch backdoor cuts and screen assists, you could place 5 traffic cones and Fever jerseys next to her and it would still sell out. Caitlin is being purchased for a period.
Stephanie White, you deserve the Dodo Bird of the Day award. How do you want my precious Cece to play defense every possession? Full out? Ain't no way. I played ball. Ain't nobody playing defense every possession unless you just great at defense and that's your job. You hear me? Don't you know she is an offensive player? You hear me? She scores. She facilitates. So she have to control and reserve her energy when it matters the most.
Sophie Cunningham is demonstrating that Caitlin Clark isn't receiving the respect she merits. This is where it becomes utterly insane. The point guard of choice is Aari McDonald. It is her, not Caitlin, who is advancing the ball. That's correct, people. While the reserve player leads the attack, the generational star who shattered all college basketball attendance records stands in the corner. When Caitlin is receiving the ball, she frequently displays obvious annoyance towards her teammates. Clark has been caught on camera at raising her arms in exasperation when teammates fail to return the ball, such as Natasha Howard. Moments that pass by fast go viral and provoke discussion regarding her team chemistry and body language. This goes beyond basketball. This is a theater for basketball. She is also the person who shreds a ticket at the entrance, a director and a main performer.
It's out a lineup yesterday. Aari McDonald starting at point. Kelsey Mitchell's at shooting guard. Caitlin Clark's at small forward. And I'm like, what is going on? Are we trying smaller lineups? I guess, okay, but are we doing a point forward situation? Is that what we're doing? We're doing a LeBron James point forward. No, the hell we ain't. We ain't. We're just running the same old, I want to say same old offense, but I don't know what that offense is.
Sophie gave the reality check at the post-practice interviews, which no one wanted to hear, but which everyone had to obtain. We kind of got some flow when Caitlin was hurt, and our offense was clicking, she said. But now that she's in there, we have to have a new offense because she just brings that much to the game. There's a concerted attempt to incorporate her, as though her existence were a minor annoyance that required official approval, rather than basing the offense on the generational phenomena. She doesn't play a supporting role. She is not a young person undertaking. Before the gym lights go down, she is the main attraction, the pyrotechnic finale, and a blueprint. Sophie also felt comments like, "This is a tropical cruise and not a professional basketball team," are made by the devastation causing players on their home islands. The WNBA abruptly changed into a version of Survivor Indiana Fever, where everyone is too preoccupied with paddling alone to realize the boat is sinking. Chemistry is folklore and trust is a fiction.
All of us just want it now. We know what the potential of this team can be, but we can't think about that. You really have to take day to day and stuff that worked here, we need to carry it over to tomorrow's game. We have a lot of games coming up in I think like 7 days or whatnot, and so it's mentally making sure that we're good. It's physically making sure we're getting recovery, making sure we're taking care of our bodies off the court, but we're trying to figure it out, and I think you guys see it. I think we're all a little frustrated. We're trying to figure out what's clicking, what's not clicking, what works for us defensively, but at the end of the day, I think what we can hang our hat on is not getting outworked, making sure that we're the aggressors, making sure that we're getting boards, controlling what we can control. And I think
this is the unvarnished truth, and it strikes more strongly than it should. The Fever from Indiana have Caitlin Clark as a superstar, yet they treat her like any other athlete. It would be similar to having a Ferrari and using it only for grocery shopping. A once-in-a-generation talent, Clark is. She is the type of athlete who has the power to alter the WNBA's course. However, The team has pushed her to the sidelines rather than supporting her and using her potential. Not exactly, but in the way they don't include her in the strategy. After a while, we watch as she watches as the team attempts awkward plays past the post, only to have them result in a failed field goal. Fans were disappointed, and the layup occurred. It's annoying to see, particularly in light of Clark's abilities.
A Leah Boston deadly connection, pick and roll, two-man game connection that has worked this whole season, gone. Poof, the one thing that was in existence that actually worked, that felt like a little bit of something offensive that worked, gone. Gone. Caitlin Clark has a horrible game in her return. The whole team is horrible. I mean, what have I said on reactions to games, folks? When you got a big three, 2 out of the big 3 have to show up and produce. All right?
Head coach Stephanie White is still making notes on her whiteboard 20 games into the season, as if she's engrossed in her own game. It is hardly a show of patience to still be working it out at this stage. It indicates that there is a major problem. The plays don't seem like well-thought-out plans. They appear to be an unruly, aimless street performance. The worst part is that White seems to be attempting to turn Caitlin Clark into a supporting character rather than a star or a leader. Additionally, each time an open shot is missed or Clark is substituted out while she is gathering momentum, it erodes the excellence she may contribute to the league and this club. Caitlin Clark ought to be the focal point of this franchise. Rather, a system that is unsure of how to handle a talent like her is pushing her to the sidelines. The Fever have a chance of wasting some of the most talented players women's basketball has ever seen if that doesn't change.
Look, Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White clearly like and respect one another, right? But that doesn't mean they always see eye to eye. And I am beginning to suspect more and more that there's a bit of a divide between the way that they see the game and the way that they think the Indiana Fever should play. You can just hear what they have to say and connect the dots a little bit.
Sophie is aware that there are no issues with his roster. It's the guidance, the game plan, the whistle-wearing system that looks like a roulette. Not that there isn't skill on the team. They have a lot. Without guidance, however, brilliance is just chaos and trainers. Chemistry cannot be created by chance. Synergy cannot be expected when confidence cannot be established. The only person courageous enough to harmonize with it is Sophie, and the disconnect is louder than a national anthem. The entire arrangement is an example of masterful confusion. Sophie stands in the center of it all, burning a folly with a flamethrower truth, while newbies bear the responsibilities of veterans and shooters play hot potato with chilly hands.
I don't know if you noticed or heard about it, but during the game, Caitlin got honored as the WNBA Player of the Year in the ESPYs. Just what does it mean to have her impact so far? I mean, there are a lot of really good players in this league, and she got honored as the best player in the league by the ESPYs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she continues to get new awards. She continues to break barriers. She continues to do things that we haven't seen before. I mean, you know, obviously you think about the Stewies MVPs of the league, and you know, championship winners, and Asia's MVPs of the league and championship winners, and of course Sue Bird, who's sitting, you know, in the building today. And you know, Caitlin is so fortunate, as well as all.
Caitlin has stated her position quite clearly. In media used before games accessibility, I think we need to do a better job of getting me the ball in transition, whether somebody is there or not. Clark said bluntly, play me off the ball and getting the ball in my hands, in my opinion, require a delicate balance. I'm at my finest throughout transition at that point. Everyone is aware of that. White, however, emphasizes that Clark may get open looks as she creates screens, seems intent to keep Clark off the ball. Off-ball activities. Of course, White used the Pacers as a model to encourage people to purchase the We Over the MI, highlighting in particular how Tyrese Halliburton's involvement of his teammates might teach Clark a lesson behind the game plans and all the jargon. The true issue is obvious. Elite talent is being treated like a casual role player. Instead of therapy sessions, we would be watching nightly highlights if Caitlin had played for a different team.
So right here, y'all see my precious CC. She getting her airtime, know what I'm saying? With the stud buds. And look, and check this out. She said, oops, gotta go. Cause look who we see now. It's Jigsaw from the movie Saw. Stephanie White. She is a buzz killer. Golly. You hear me? Like, I don't understand, bruh. Like, you is 50, man. You need to go sit down somewhere. We trying to turn up and get lit.
Sophie's remark isn't the crazy. What she's stating still requires to be expressed. After 20 games, the head coach still appears to be awaiting the postal delivery of a beginning pack. A broken water fountain has more flow than the offense. That is an advancement. The circle of, well, perhaps Sophie Cunningham isn't here to play a diplomat next time never ends. She isn't seeking for a job at the league office, and she isn't sugarcoating anything to maintain the positive atmosphere, only making the audience happy. In a dollhouse, she delivers a necessary message with HD clarity and buzzsaw accuracy. The chaos has been revealed by Sophie Cunningham that exposed the dysfunction that is squandering the most gifted athlete in women's basketball and called out the coaches. Whether she's correct isn't the question. It's whether or not those who have the authority to make changes are paying attention.